Hey y'all, it's another Getting Real with Ashleydawn, and I want to talk to you about insecurity. Insecurities. I have several examples, I have several ideas, I have several thoughts, and I want to share them all with you. So I want to start off this video by basically saying the definition of insecurity. Insecurity, or insecure, is a place that is not secure, right? It's something that you are maybe scared of showing others out of fear that they'll reject you, out of fear that you won't be good enough, out of fear that you won't measure up. And so a lot of times we're insecure about things that we feel like if we showed them to others that we'd be rejected or we'd be ostracized or people would push us away. So we hide those things, right? I look at insecure as a place that's not secure. What is secure? What is security? It's safeness. What is a safe? It's something that keeps the items inside protected. So, you can unpack all of those things and say an insecurity is a place that you don't want to share because you don't feel protected in that place. It's something you feel scared to show others. So you kind of lock it away and you don't show anyone, and you kind of have safety over it by not showing it to others. But the problem is, just like one of those quotes from back in the 90s, you never know who is falling in love with the smile that you don't share, right? You may think you have ugly teeth. You may think that you don't have a nice smile. You may think that your lips are small. And I just want to interject here and let you know, most of the world has lip fillers and lip injections and gets lip surgery. So do not compare your lips to anybody else's, because 9 times out of 10, those lips that you're comparing yourself to, they ain't even real, boo-boo. Don't compare something real, something beautiful, to something fake and altered and fixed and filtered. Heck no. Anyway, so a lot of times you compare yourself. You compare yourself to others because you feel unsafe to be your full self. You feel unsafe to show who you really are, that you don't want to be your full self because you're afraid that it won't be good enough. You're afraid that you won't measure up. So you pretend to be something else. So you filter all of your pictures. So you always make sure that your hair is down and that your makeup is done. I'll tell you a story. I dated this guy for a while. Actually, fun fact, I used to be married to him, which is so funny. But he used to tell me how ugly I was with my hair in a bun. All the time. He'd, tell me, just, you need to put your hair down. You're ugly with your hair in a bun. And I developed a complex about it. And I would never wear my hair in a bun because I was so afraid that I was ugly. And I literally had to take back my beauty and take back my self-respect and be like, first of all, you don't get to tell me what's beautiful and what's not. God does, because God created me. And I can look beautiful with my hair in a bun. I can look beautiful with my hair down. I can look beautiful with no hair on my head at all, because my hair is not my worth. My value is not in my hair. And so I purposefully filmed this video with no makeup on whatsoever and my hair in a bun. And I did that on purpose. And I'm not even wearing like a cute little outfit. I did that on purpose. Because it's so easy for all of those insecurities, all of those things that people have said that have hurt us in our lives, to play on a spinning Rolodex in our mind, where we don't put our hair in a bun, or we don't leave the house without makeup, or we don't put a picture of us up if it's not filtered 57 times, or we don't go out of the house if we're not wearing a cute outfit, right? We let all of these things control us, and they don't have the right to. They don't get the right to control us. Our worth is not in our clothes. It's not in our hair. It's not in our makeup. It's not in our skin. Our worth is in our soul, our character, who we are, who God has created us to be. It's not in the size of our lips or the size of our body parts. I was talking to a friend that I wanted to do a Getting Real video with. He watches my videos all the time, and I wanted him to be in one of them, and he didn't want to because he felt insecure. There were some things that he was struggling with that he felt insecure about, and he didn't want to be in my video. I have other friends that haven't wanted to be in pictures with me. I have friends that are a little heavier set and they're a little bit overweight, they don't feel comfortable in pictures next to me. They say that I make them look big. That's an insecurity that they have. And so we don't have pictures together because they don't like the way they look next to me in pictures because they compare themselves to my size. So our friendship is lacking pictures because of an insecurity that is so far from the truth. Are they a little bigger? Yes. Does their weight subtract from their beauty or their worth? No, not at all. It doesn't. This stinking RV, stay in your lane, dude. Like, you probably shouldn't have a big old RV like that if you don't know how to drive it. Good night. Oh, Lord Jesus. But our insecurities really hold us back from life. What about if I wouldn't go out like this and I had to spend all this time getting ready, doing my makeup, doing my hair to go out? I'd be late everywhere that I go, which I am late a good bit of the time, but it's not because I'm doing my hair. But my point is, we would let that hold us back from so much. We'd let that hold us back from being in somebody's video, being in their picture, going to a party, doing something. I've not gone to parties because I've thought, wow, that's a really fancy party and I don't have anything to wear. Or I don't have any money to get them anything. And I've been insecure about money before. Not being able to, gift people really nice, expensive things. And I've let insecurity with not having a lot of money or not being able to get a gift hold me back from going to a party that I really wanted to go to for somebody that I really loved. I've allowed that to happen. I have not done things that I knew that I wanted to do because of insecurities. That I felt like, well, did they really want to invite me or were they just inviting me to be nice? Have you ever felt that way? So often we let our insecurities really hold us back from life. My friend wasn't in my video. My other friend wasn't in my pictures. I haven't gone and done things. Do you want to know something real? This is my Getting Real with Ashleydawn, and I always try to be real. I haven't filmed videos that I've wanted to film because I didn't like the way that I looked. I haven't filmed videos because I didn't like my outfit or I didn't like my hair, or honestly, and I'm being real, this is keeping it real and I promise to always be real. Sometimes I think, okay, if this video is posted somewhere, if this video, goes viral, or if this is seen by X amount of people, will I want to look like I do? Will I want to be wearing the outfit that I'm wearing? A lot of times I think about that and I'm like, no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't want to be wearing that outfit. I wouldn't want to be doing that thing. And so I don't put a video up. How stinking silly is that? That sometimes God will be pushing on my heart and I'll have like a really good topic and I'll be like, ooh, but I don't really look cute today. I literally have said those words. My mom's been like, oh, you should do a video. And I'm like, I don't look cute today. And my mom's like, says who? Who says you don't look cute? I say you look cute. But it's like that inner voice that just tells us we're not good enough. We're not pretty enough. We're not sexy enough. I look very young. And for my whole life, I look very young. I'm 34 and sometimes I get asked, for my ID when I go to different places, or I get asked, well, what school do you go to? I'm like, what? I'm 34. I go to school. Or I teach middle and high school girls and I'll be around them and their friends will be like, oh, what school do you go to? What grade are you in? Thinking I'm in middle or high school. And I'm like, no, I'm not. And so one of my insecurities is sometimes I don't feel sexy. I don't feel super womanly, right? You have all these curvy girls that are getting all these BBLs, these Brazilian butt lifts that are trying to look like Kim Kardashian, who also has a BBL. Here is the thing. You may be looking at, pictures of girls thinking, man, I want to get a butt like that. Man, I want to get hips like that. Man, I want to have that little tiny waist. Okay. The measurements of celebrities are not real. Like, they're just not real. It looks cartoonish when you look at them because it is. It's altered. And I used to think all the time, oh wow, like how is their stomach so small and their butt is so big? Some of them look like centaurs, like half horse, half person. And I'm like, that can't be comfortable. Like that's not natural. God creates bodies to be proportionate. And so when you see a body that is not proportionate, you can almost bet that they've had work done. When you look at somebody's face and you can see their lips are 57 times bigger than their other facial features, you can know they've had work done. When you look at, their nose and it's smaller than everything else on their face, you can know they've had work done. If something doesn't look symmetrical, it's because there's been work done. Anyway, so I was watching this video, and it was like a workout video, and it was talking about like how to get a firmer butt in 10 days, whatever. And the girl like starts off and she's doing little squats, and then she stands up and she's like, okay, now I'm gonna give you an exercise to get a bigger butt, like that Kim Kardashian, that big butt. I'm gonna give you an exercise to get a big butt. And of course a lot of people follow it because it's trending, whatever. And she flips to like it screenshots to a plastic surgeon's office, and the plastic surgeon is talking about how to get a butt that is that proportioned, you got to have work done. There are so many smoke screens, even in a magazine, that are filtered and edited. I'm a photographer. I have lots of friends that are photographers, and they spend a majority of their time filtering and editing pictures. Not because they want to, but because their clients ask them to. Hey, I don't really like my chin. I don't really like this. I don't really like that. I don't really like this. Could you fix this? Could you change this? And they do it because their clients are paying them to. And then we look at it and then we compare ourselves, and that's a whole nother topic. We shouldn't be comparing ourselves, but we compare ourselves to these fake images and we think that they're real. And so we compare ourselves and we try to be like them. Here's the deal. A real person can never look like a fake person unless they themselves are fake. A real woman can never look like a celebrity unless she's going to that same plastic surgeon that the celebrity's going to. Do you get my point? We gotta stop looking at other people and comparing ourselves and trying to be them. Okay? A lot of this has been about girls. If you're a guy and you're watching and you're, looking at your muscles and not feeling like your muscles are big enough, who told you had to have big muscles? Sure, go to the gym, work out, take care of your body, but your worth isn't in the size of your muscles. Or another issue that men struggle with is providing, being a provider, right? And so they think, oh, my wallet's too small. Like, I can't get that girl, my wallet's too small. Who told you had to have a big wallet to get a girl? Be yourself. Let your insecurities show, right? Insecurities are places that you are not secure. What does secure mean? Having confidence to be your full self, regardless of what somebody thinks of that or not. You are safe to be your own self. And if you are in an environment where people are not making you feel safe to be your own self, then move around. Get away from them. If you are around people that do not allow you to be yourself, that you're constantly trying to walk on eggshells or constantly trying to be something that you're not, to look a different way, to not wear your hair a certain way, to not wear your clothes a certain way, get from around those people. You get one life to live. Don't spend your life pretending to be something you're not. Don't spend your life faking it. Be your full, whole self. Your full, whole self. And if people don't value it, those aren't your people. God made you. And I know the world, likes to say lots of different things, but God doesn't make mistakes. He didn't make your lips too small. He didn't make your butt too small. He didn't make your boobs too small. Or on the other side of that, He didn't make your lips too big. He didn't make your nose too big. He didn't make your ears too big. He didn't make your feet too big. I know, there are some practices that women try to take the bones out of their feet to make their feet smaller. That's crazy. Your feet weren't made to be beautiful. They were made to hold you up when you walk. Your lips were not made so that other people could be impressed by them. I like to believe God made lips for kissing. Holla. All the married people say amen, and all them dating people and engaged people and people that are in relationships say amen. But I don't know why He made them, but I like to believe they're for kissing. They're probably to protect your mouth. That's my guess. help you eat, to help you talk. I'll have to research it and put it like in the comments or in the description box. Which, does anybody even read those? Sometimes I fill them out, sometimes I don't, because I feel like nobody reads them. Because people are more apt to listen to a podcast or watch a video than they are to read anything. Because this generation isn't really a bunch of readers. They're a bunch of followers and watchers. They watch Netflix, they watch TV, and they don't read. Not everybody, but a majority. But my point is, if you have insecurities, guess what? So does every other person in the world. Some insecurities are money-based. Some insecurities are look-based. Some insecurities are health-based. I have some friends that have health issues and that are really insecure because when they go out to eat in big groups, they can't eat at all the places their friends eat at. They have to eat at special places and they have to eat a special diet, and that makes them really insecure. I have another friend who takes a lot of medicine, and she gets really insecure when she's in large groups because she's got to take all this medicine in front of people, and every time people ask her a million questions. Well, what are you taking? Well, why are you taking that? It's none of your business. Shut up. Let her take her medicine and chill. Do you got to take medicine? Okay, take your finger out, point at yourself. Worry about yourself. We just get so wrapped up in everybody else's life. Let's be wrapped up in our own life. Let's focus on who God created us to be, and let's fully be that person. Let's fully be who God created us to be. Let's not filter ourselves and edit ourselves and try to make us into different people or something other than we are. You don't have to look like somebody else to be accepted. You don't have to have what somebody else has to be successful. My lips are getting dry. We just live in a world that is so easy to compare. Well, I want to look at her. Well, I want to look at her. Well, I want to look at him. Well, I want to look at that. And a lot of it's because of social media. But a lot of it's just because we're selfish, right? And we want, to compete. God has not created us to compete. There is no, imaginary beauty contest when you go to a CVS. I said CVS because I'm looking at one. There's no imaginary beauty contest when you go to church. Oh, I have to have nicer clothes than they do. I have to have my hair done. I have to have my nails done. I have to have this. I have to have that. Do you know the other day, it's so funny. The other day, kids are so honest. But they're also so sweet. The other day, I was looking down at my toes and I was wearing open toe shoes. And I'm like, wow, I haven't painted my toes and I haven't had my toes done since Easter. It's 3 months ago. They kind of look a little rough. Well, then I went over to one of my students' houses yesterday, and she tells me, she looks at my feet and she says, Miss Ashleydawn, I love your toes. They're so pretty. Isn't that crazy? That I spent probably about 5-6 minutes looking at my toes, thinking that they were so ugly, that they needed to be painted, that there's something wrong with them, right? Oh, I need to paint those. And here this precious little girl says, I love your toes. Then I'm being real, I almost wore closed-toe shoes just because I was like, I don't know if I want people to see my toes. How stinking crazy is that? Why do we get so worried about stupid stuff? Why do we get so worried about how we're going to look, how people are going to think about us? Why do we do that? And a lot of it is because we care too much what other people think. If you knew you could go to the store and you wouldn't run into anybody you knew, would you wear the same outfit you're wearing right now? Can I be real? There have been times where I have dressed up just because I knew I was going somewhere that a lot of my friends went, and I was like, oh, they're probably going to see me. But guess what? I didn't see them. But then there's been times where I've just looked like, I need some oxygen in my brain. I've just looked like a normal person, and I've ran into every single person I've ever known in my life. And then they're like, oh, let's take a picture. And I'm like, yeah, in my sweatpants, in my, ratty t-shirt with holes in it, and my hair on top of my head in a messy bun. Yes, let's take a picture. Let's post it all over social media for everyone to see how wonderful I look. It's just so funny our insecurities sometimes speak louder than anything in our lives, and it's the only voice we hear. And sometimes we allow our insecurities to stop us from living our life. I have a lot of friends that have kids, and they don't like being in pictures with their kids because they don't like the way they look. Maybe they're postpartum, maybe, they still have some weight from childbirth, maybe they still have their little belly, maybe I have a lot of friends that have had C-sections, not because they've wanted to, but because they've wanted to save their child's life, and it's been an emergency procedure. But there's a scar on their belly, and so they work out, and no matter how much they work out, they still have this little pooch. And they don't like going in public in bikinis or bathing suits because their pooch shows. And so they won't go in the water with their kids. They won't, go in the pool with their kids. They won't do this with their kids because they're so insecure of the way they look. I have other friends that have been heavier set and have lost hundreds of pounds. And I have lots of friends with this story. And so when you lose weight, you lose the weight, but that skin is the same. Your skin gets stretched out. It's like a balloon. And so when you inflate a balloon, it gets real stretched out. And then when you deflate the balloon, it shrinks. But all that balloon is still stretched out. That's why we have stretch marks, whatever. And I have stretch marks too. And you may be thinking, Ashleydawn, you're a size 0. How do you have stretch marks? Almost everybody has stretch marks in different ways. Some show and some don't. But anyway, so my point is that you may have been wanting to be skinny. Maybe you were 300-400 pounds and you're like, I just want to be skinny. I just want to be like 150-200 pounds, right? So you diet, you lose weight, and you're finally that 150-200 pounds. But now you got all this extra skin. And so now one of my friends, she won't wear short sleeves. She always wears long sleeves to cover her arms. I have another friend who her stomach, she's got all this extra skin that she could literally pull it out. And so she always wears high-waisted pants, and she always wears, high-waisted bikinis because she doesn't want that skin to show. And she's so insecure about the skin that she doesn't want it to show. Well, the other day, I'm so stinking proud of her. The other day, she has a TikTok, and she rolled her bikini down and showed her skin and was playing with it. And she said, you know what? I accomplished my goal, and I'm not going to allow my insecurities to steal my goal from me. And so she was flapping her arms, and she's like, I've got all this extra skin, but you know why I got all this extra skin? Because I worked my butt off and I lost the weight, and I'm not allowing anybody to take away my victory and my success just because I got extra skin. And she is getting the surgery to get that extra skin removed. But in the process, she is her full self, and she is saying, insecurity, you can't steal this from me. Insecurity, you can't take my life from me. And are you there? Maybe no. Maybe you're not there. Maybe your insecurities are still speaking real loud and you're struggling with that. That's okay. This video is not to point fingers at anybody. This video I've made with the basis to say you are beautiful, regardless of what insecurities tell you, regardless of how your insecurities make you feel. You are beautiful and you are wonderful, and you're beautiful and you're great and you're lovely, and your insecurities are lying to you. Your insecurities are lying to you. They're lying. You are beautiful. Even with that thing, insert thing here, that you don't like about yourself, you're beautiful. Even if somebody's told you that you're ugly with your hair up, wear your hair up and know that you're beautiful, baby girl. Even if somebody said your muscles aren't big enough, well, guess what? Somebody thinks they are. I just want to encourage you, your insecurity is lying to you. It's lying to you. So take your life back and say, insecurity, you can't have my life. Insecurity, you can't steal my joy. You are seen, you are celebrated, and your life matters more than you realize. Your insecurities are liars. That insecurity that's just constantly in your head is a lie. The devil is a lie. And them insecurities are a lie too. You are beautiful. You are worthy. You are enough. Do not let your insecurities bully you into believing that there's something wrong with you, that you can't be seen. Don't let your insecurities bully you. stand up to them and you say, you know what? No more. You know what? I am beautiful, even if I am a little bit overweight. You know what? I am beautiful, even if I don't have the biggest butt or the biggest boobs or the biggest this in the world. Even if I don't have the biggest lips, I am beautiful just the way I am. Just the way I am. I don't have to change myself to appease anybody or to make anybody else happy or proud of me. I could be my full dang self. You can be your full dang self too. And there are people in your life that will appreciate you and will show you all the things that you need to see. Don't let insecurity bully you. Not for a second, not for a minute. Don't let it bully you. Say no to insecurity. Say no to stopping to live just because you think that you're not good enough. Because that insecurity has made you feel like you're not good enough. You are good enough. You're more than good enough. You are worthy. You're more than worthy. Everything that you have is everything that you need to do everything that God's created you for. Your insecurities are lying to you. There's nothing wrong with you. Without makeup, with your hair in a messy bun, wearing a little raggedy little outfit, you are enough. You are beautiful, you are wonderful, and guess what? One day there is going to be somebody that comes into your life and that celebrates you for the wonderful, beautiful creation that you are, and they just want you to be your full self. They don't want you to fake it. They don't want you to put makeup on. They don't want you to do all the things that you felt like you had to do X amount of years to appease people, to impress people. You won't have to do any of that. You'll just have to be yourself. And being yourself is an incredible, incredible gift because it helps everybody else to be themselves too. I just want to encourage you that you are seen, you are celebrated, you are loved, and you are good enough just as you are. Don't let insecurity bully you. I love you, and I'll catch you in the next one.